Hey, welcome to The Explainer. So, you want to master Python, right? Well, today we're laying out a super clear, no-nonsense roadmap to get you there. We're talking about one of the most powerful and honestly most popular programming languages on the entire planet.
Okay, let's just start with this. That's a pretty bold promise, right? I mean, from zero to an advanced developer in less than 3 months? That's what tech writer Adil Malik is claiming. It sounds intense, for sure. But it really sets the stage for what's possible if you're focused. So let's dig in and see exactly what this foolproof path actually looks like.
But before we jump into the how, let's talk about the why. I mean, why Python? Of all the languages out there, why is this the one that seemingly everyone is talking about?
So why Python? Let's get right into it. For starters, it is the most popular programming language in the world, period. That means you've got this gigantic community, so you're never really alone when you get stuck. Plus, and this is a big one, it's widely considered the most beginner-friendly language out there. The barrier to entry is just low. But don't let that fool you into thinking it's just a toy. Oh no. Its versatility is completely off the charts. We're talking machine learning, web servers, desktop apps, you name it. And let's be real, all of that versatility leads to what really matters for many of us, huge industry demand and some serious earning potential.
All right, now for the main event. This is the core of our explainer, the actual learning roadmap. This is the step-by-step guide that's going to take you from writing your very first Hello World all the way to building some seriously complex real-world applications.
So, we're going to break this whole journey down into 4 really clear stages. Think of it like a video game. First, you've got to master the basic controls. Then, you level up your skills to pull off some advanced moves. After that, you explore the whole world and find the best gear. And finally, you choose your class, your specialization.
Okay, step 1. The first couple of weeks are all about building that rock-solid foundation. Seriously, you can't skip this stuff. It's like trying to write a novel without knowing the alphabet and grammar. You're going to learn the absolute essentials, how to store information using variables, how to make your code make decisions with if-else logic, repeat things with loops, and how to package all that logic up into reusable functions. Getting these basics down? It's completely non-negotiable. Everything else is built on top of this.
All right, now we're moving from the catapult to the rocket ship. This is where you graduate from writing code that just works to writing code that's efficient, powerful, and, dare I say, elegant. You'll get into some really powerful concepts like object-oriented programming, that's OOP, which is this cool way to model real-world things like a user or a product right inside your code. You'll also find all these clever Python tricks like list comprehensions that make your code way shorter and easier to read. This stage is really about learning to think like a seasoned programmer.
Okay, so before we get into the really advanced stuff, let's talk about tools. Because a journey this ambitious, well, you need a good guide, right? You don't have to figure all this out on your own. So let's take a look at some of the best online courses out there that can help you navigate this path.
And as you can see, there's pretty much something for everyone, depending on your style. Ask yourself, are you someone who learns best by just doing, and maybe you're fascinated by AI? Then the MyMo path might be perfect for you. Or are you maybe aiming for a career in IT and you want a certificate that hiring managers are actually going to recognize? Then you really can't go wrong with the Google course. But what if you're someone who needs that daily push, that motivation to keep going? Well, the 100 Days of Code Bootcamp is designed for exactly that. It forces you to build something new every single day.
So, with your guide chosen, you're ready to head into the next part of the map. And this is the section marked Here Be Dragons. We're talking about the most powerful and, the most challenging concepts. Honestly, mastering these next few things is what separates a good programmer from a truly great one.
See, leveling up at this point isn't just about learning more syntax or a new library. It's about fundamentally changing how you approach a problem. It's about going from tangled, messy code to something that's structured and clear. And one of the best ways to make that mental shift is by embracing a paradigm called functional programming. It's a whole style of coding that's all about simplicity and predictability. And at the heart of functional programming is this idea of a pure function. The best way to think about it is like a perfect vending machine. You put in a specific coin and press a specific button, that's your input, and you get the exact same can of soda, that's your output, every single time, no matter what. The machine doesn't suddenly change the price of other sodas or mess with the machine next to it. That's what a pure function does. This predictability, it makes your code so much more transparent and way easier to debug. No surprises, no weird side effects. Okay, here's another pro-level challenge for you.
managing your application's memory. This might not sound glamorous, but believe me, this is an absolutely critical skill for building software that isn't just functional, but is also fast, efficient, and doesn't crash all the time.
And the big enemy here is something called a memory leak. This is a really sneaky problem. Your program basically becomes a digital hoarder. It keeps grabbing more and more memory, but it never lets any of it go. And over time, as you can imagine, that just eats up all the resources, slows everything down to a crawl, and eventually can crash the whole thing. And yeah, Python has an automatic garbage collector that's supposed to prevent this, but sometimes, in tricky situations, like when two objects get stuck pointing at each other, it can get confused and, well, the leak happens.
But don't worry, you have an arsenal to fight back. Think of Python's built-in tool tracemalloc as your smoke detector. It's great for telling you, hey, this specific line of code is where the memory is being allocated. But if you need to do a deeper investigation, you can bring in the big guns, a tool like Heapy. This is more like a thermal camera. It lets you actually see where the memory hotspots are and visualize how memory is growing over time so you can hunt down the source of the leak. So, once you've truly mastered the language, you've got the advanced tools under your belt, you arrive at this really exciting crossroads. It's time to take all those skills and channel them into a specialization.
And the opportunities are just huge. As you can see, a massive chunk of Python experts, almost half, dive headfirst into machine learning. Another big group becomes back-end developers, the people who build all the invisible plumbing that makes the web work. And then you've got this other crucial group that specializes in using Python for super complex scripting and automation.
Now that machine learning path, think of it like climbing Everest. It is definitely the most difficult path, but the view and the paycheck from the top is pretty incredible. This isn't just about writing code. You've got to have a strong grasp of some heavy-duty math, like linear algebra and calculus, because you're literally teaching computers how to think. You'll be working with amazing libraries like PyTorch and NumPy to build models that can learn from data and make some mind-blowing predictions.
Then there's the back-end developer. If machine learning is the brain, this is the central nervous system. You're the architect of the digital world's engine room. Your whole world revolves around servers, databases, web security, and building the APIs that let the pretty front end of an app talk to all the powerful stuff happening behind the scenes. And you'll be using awesome frameworks like Flask and FastAPI to build it all.
And finally, Path 3, the expert scripter. This person is a true master of efficiency. This path is all about one thing: automation. You'll become an expert at pulling huge amounts of data from websites using libraries like Selenium and Beautiful Soup. You'll basically become a wizard on the Linux command line, writing scripts that can automate, well, pretty much any repetitive task you can imagine.
So there you have it. The roadmap is clear, the tools are ready, and the potential destinations are incredible. The entire path from total beginner to bona fide expert is laid out right in front of you, which leaves just one question. And it's the most exciting one of all. What are you going to build first?